under his spell. Welcome, cursed ones.
Good evening, everyone. It's your worst nightmare and dream come true. I'm Adrian Hallowell, broadcasting live to you. And yes, today is another tropical-themed broadcast. We're going to be playing Super Mario Sunshine. And I am really excited because I have not played this game since I was a kid, and I love this game. I love it so much. People will... Oh my god. What was that? Bolgay, thank you. Thank you for the gift sub. Thank you so much. Yeah, the outfit. This is nothing special. This is just, something I threw together on Vroid. Today, we have it's just basic assets, but I always like to do something fun for the tropical themed ones. So we have this one, and then there is one for the female version as well, and that is in the redeems. So yes, exactly. Beach Adrian today. Steal your hat, to steal your hat, and there is no hat. Yes, no hat today. Send Adrian to the moon alone without internet. You know, on the one hand, that would probably be that would probably be bad, but on the other hand, that would probably also be a nice way to decompress from. That would probably be a nice way to decompress from the constant being on the internet. Welcome in, Incognitro. Yes, welcome in everybody. Welcome in Bolgay, welcome in Incognitra, welcome in Alandria, welcome in Sally, welcome in Augustine. Welcome in Navajo Ghost, welcome in Alandria. Thank you. Yes, hold on. It's 1 second. I can kinda show you. Oh my god. Bolgay, thank you so much for the gift sub. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how I can show you more of this. Yes. Yeah, it's a tank top. Yeah, it is a pretty cool design. I got this on Booth. I tried to find something kind of similar for regular model, but unfortunately there was nothing, so. But yes, we are beach themed today because we are going to be playing Super Mario Sunshine, so I hope that you are all ready for this. I know that we're already playing Donkey Kong 64 and Chronos, but when I saw that Nintendo finally dropped Super Mario Sunshine on here, I couldn't resist because I've been wanting to replay this game for probably the better part of 10 years, and I sadly no longer own a CRT television, so I don't have an easy way to play my GameCube games. So this is a big moment for me. I miss this game. Welcome in, Kaiser. I can't wait for the Sand Mafia to steal the sand. Did you find any kitties in Chronos yet? Yes. I found one. But I think it's the one you're, like, that you're supposed to find. I haven't found any of the, I guess, optional ones yet. But we shall see. I do intend... We're gonna definitely play more Chronos, but, for today, I had to play Super Mario Sunshine. So we're gonna be juggling 3 games at this moment. Chronos, Donkey Kong 64, and Super Mario Sunshine. Hopefully we're almost done with Donkey Kong 64, though. We've been spending a lot of time on it. So I do hope that we'll be done with that soon. Not that it isn't fun, but you know. We do have other things that we need to start doing while we have the time to. I already have a few games lined up that I do want to play, so we shall see. But yes, I hope you're all doing well. What was I gonna say? Hopla. I remember buying a Mario bundle for the Switch a while back, 64 Sunshine and Galaxy. I think I should play them again too. Yes, the 3D All-Stars. I wanted to get that, but did not have the money at the time to spare on it. And unfortunately it was a limited release for the anniversary, and I did not get it when I had the chance. So, sadly. Welcome in, Purple. I hope you're doing well this evening. Thank you for checking in. Yeah, God, there was something I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. Did any of you happen to see the crazy situation going on with Saber Interactive? This was something that I wanted to talk about. Yes, the spell did backfire. The spell did indeed backfire. Yes, we have two versions of me today. This one, and I made just a recolor of a basic Vroid thing for my male model. Nothing special, but fun. Hey, welcome in, Dark. I enjoyed your Silent Hill stream earlier. And since you are here, you know what that means. Hopefully I spelled that right. Okay, there we go. Yes, everybody please follow Darkweaver. She was playing Silent Hill Shattered Memories earlier, and it was a really great stream. It's a lot of fun. But yes, Saber Interactive. Okay. So, Saber Interactive, they're making a game called Rideshare Simulator or something like that. It's like a Uber driver simulator, right? So, the other day, the game got revealed, and the lead writer of the project, or the former lead writer of the project, I should say, she made a post on Blue Sky alerting everybody that while she was the lead writer on the game, she was fired because the CEO of the company wanted them to use ChatGPT to do the writing of the game instead. And yeah, that when that got out, a lot of people were quite pissed off, understandably so. And she was saying, like, to his credit, her boss tried everything that he could to prevent that from happening. And yeah, the CEO basically demanded it, right? So, as if things couldn't get any worse than this, the CEO of Saber Interactive decided to respond to the story like a certain orange fuckface. And he basically came out and said that he had to ask Claude, which I'm sure most of you know Claude is one of the fucking multiple AI things out there. He said he had to ask Claude who this woman even was because he didn't even know who she was or recognize her name. Her name is Stella, by the way. And he proceeds to run her down in this statement that he made, basically saying that she was fired because she was incompetent and a terrible writer and all this other stuff. Then says that the fans should be grateful that they're using AI for this game because it means that it will be cheaper for consumers to buy, which is ultimately better for all of us. And basically we should be grateful. She violated her NDA by talking about what happened, and that basically he doesn't feel anything, and that AI will continue to change the industry and that gamers are happy for AI because gamers are always excited for new technology. So, yeah. And naturally it's backfiring big time and people are really pissed off and demanding justice for her because that is extremely fucked up. And also, of course, upset that people are, or that they think that this is apparently what people want. So now a lot of people are deciding to boycott all future games from Saber Interactive, so good job. Apparently he also recently crashed out over Randy Pitchford, who is, I know Randy Pitchford is not necessarily great himself, but I have no idea what the hell, okay, what was that? Purple, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Purple. But yeah, he also apparently crashed out over Randy Pitchford recently, the head of Gearbox. Most of you probably know him from Borderlands, but yeah. So I have no idea what that's even about, but guy seems like a real winner. I did not know it was that loud. I'm sorry. No, you're okay. You're completely fine. Thank you so much, Purple. I really appreciate it. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. I was trying to make sure I got my thought out, so. Also got to watch some of Dark's stream. I enjoyed some of my first Silent Hill. Oh yeah, that's your first, that was the first time you saw any actual Silent Hill gameplay, right, Elandria? Ride-share simulator, yeah. Why the fuck would you have a lead writer if you were going to prompt everything up? Yeah, well, apparently, I guess originally on the project they weren't going to do that, and then the CEO decided everybody needs to use AI. Thank you for the sticky note, Augustine. 100% it will be cheaper just because the AI usage was leaked out, otherwise it would be full price. Yeah. No, I agree with that 100%, Sally. Cheaper equal better, apparently. Quality not in 2026. It's a lie anyway, Dark. He's just trying to find a way to get people to agree to the usage of AI, and he thinks that claiming the game will be more affordable is the easiest way to get people to acquiesce to their whims. People said the same things about games going digital. Yeah, that's a great point as well, Kaiser. That is a great point as well. Meanwhile, console stores get games decades old for $60 and physical versions on eBay being $5. Yeah. Which, once again, is why I am a huge proponent for physical. Once again, I got Chronos: The New Dawn physical, even though it's a game key card, but I got it on a deep sale that, you know, was not available for that price on the eShop, so, yes. I heard Silent Hill, how was my music? Yes, I actually posted in the Discord server, Astro Wolf, but yes, your music is fantastic. You did a great job of recapturing, capturing Akira Yamaoka style with your music. Do you do like commissions or anything like that for music, or do you just kind of like do it as a hobby? That was 5 years ago? Wow. It's funny, Shattered Memories is probably one of the most different Silent Hills out there. Usually things get rusty, things get frosty, in this one, yeah. Volgay, thank you for the gift sub. You guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Volgay, thank you again for the gift sub. Hey, welcome in, Dandy. Hi, Adrian. I spent my last 20 minutes at work accidentally making mermaids both terrifying and heartbreaking. How does that work? You're gonna have to explain that one, Dandy. I'm very curious. I would love to get paid. Finding a job is hard. Yeah. Hey, thank you for the head pats and welcome in. Buff Cowboy, Hellhound Demon. Thank you. The Cowboy's quick draw is unmatched. I might do commissions, but I don't know what to charge. Yeah, I was just curious. Would be very interesting. I don't know how commissions would work either. Would it just be PayPal? You can do it different ways. Yeah, PayPal is an option, or, yeah, there's different ways you can do it. You're motivating me because money is nice? No, I mean, if you, you enjoy making music, I mean, not every hobby needs to be something you profit from. Sometimes it's good to have hobbies that you don't try to monetize for your own sanity and for the sanctity of it. But, if that's something you would be interested in, I mean, you make good music, you could probably make some money off of it, you know? I also just realized we have a hype train going. Thank you, everybody, who contributed to that. As I say that, Incognitro, thank you for the gift subs. Thank you so much. You guys are going crazy today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much. You guys are the greatest. I really, really appreciate it. No worries, Sally. Take your time. Good lord, yeah. I'll go get my foodies finally. I've not eaten. Yes, go get something to eat. Go get something to eat, Dark. Hold on. I don't think anybody has done this to you yet, so I have to be the first. Go eat. And we'll see you when you get back. I do enjoy it, I just have a hard time making things full length. But we should talk about it. I'd like to make more. Yeah, you absolutely should. And honestly, even though you, like, if you don't, make full-length tracks, that's perfectly fine. You can just work on making shorter things that are loopable, you know? Like, for somebody like me, that would be useful. Like, streamer music? That's not, you know, copyright. Like, you could do that, you know? So, yeah, there's cool stuff you can do. Even if you don't do full-length tracks. I got more power since I last made those. I made those on a Chromebook. Wow. Yeah, that's even more impressive. I must take my leave. Win gains for me. Thank you for dropping in, Augustine. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your evening. And thank you for the amazing fan art, by the way, that you also added in. I added it to the carousel, both the pieces that you made and the one that Shuri made. Thank you so much. Hey, Effecto, welcome in. I hope you are doing well this evening. You just arrived, it's pouring outside. I hope you're nice and dry, Effecto. You're just in time for a sunny vacation, so hopefully your power holds up. Because you can get all the sunshine that you need right here on the broadcast. We're going to be playing Super Mario Sunshine in just a bit. I definitely make loopable stuff. Toby Fox is my inspiration. Toby Fox makes incredible music and games, so not a bad inspiration to have. Fan art is my calling. Thank you for being there for me to make fan art of. Well, that is an honor, Augustine, to be anybody's inspiration or muse or anything like that, so thank you so much. You don't need to thank me. I'm the one who should be thanking you. And, you know, one way that I can thank you, Augustine, before you leave. Everybody, please follow Augustine. He is a super talented artist and streamer, and you should absolutely go follow him. Because he's a very cool person. He does very, very cool things. But yes, don't let me keep you around anymore, Augustine. Go have a great rest of your evening. You are my sunshine angel. Thank you so much, Effecto. Deep sea gigantism, so they're enormous, like 16 to 20 feet long. Enormous, nearly vestigial eyes. When they go to the surface, they recognize human anatomy, but think they're children and their legs are a wounded tail. They drag humans under and try to hold their tail or legs together to heal. Human drowns, they think they're... An infant succumbed to their injuries. Everyone is sad. Jesus. Yeah, that is... wow. Tried to make several games once, didn't work out. None ever got to turn to the coding stage. Almost had a FNAF game. I just wouldn't want to ask for too much, but I'm also unemployed. I've been trying to get a job. Only moved in over a week ago. Well, it's no rush, you know? Hold on. The hype train is over. We got... This is our emote that we got, everybody. Thank you guys again for the hype train. I really, really appreciate that. You guys are the best. And I know I sound like a broken record, but seriously and truly, thank you all for everything you guys do. It is beyond words for me to express. So thank you so much. I told you I made them terrifying and heartbreaking. That is, yeah, you did not falsely advertise. Everything was as promoted. And Dandy, thank you for the 30 stream streak. I really appreciate your support. Seriously, thank you. Paying my PS Plus is important. Space Marine 2, Dark Tide, all my PS Plus monthly games. Well, Astro Wolf, music is an art, and, you know, especially for people who these days are very, very much looking for genuine, authentic art from talented people that does not involve AI. You have something there for you, just built in right there as an advertising point, you know? No worries, Dandy. Drive safely. Yes, drive safely. But yeah, how about that Saber Interactive stuff? I read that the other day and I was like, just unbelievable. And unfortunately, we're gonna see more of that. Oh, and I also forgot to say regarding the Saber stuff that up to that point they hadn't even been advertising it as a game using AI on Steam. Which is part of their policy. You're supposed to do that. So I do reckon they're probably gonna have to do it now, but I'm glad that Stella spoke out. Both for, you know, herself, but also to make it clear to people who might have been considering the game, you know. What games are they making AI with? Oh, we were talking about Rideshare Simulator. It's a game by Saber Interactive. They fired the lead writer and replaced her with ChatGPT. And the internet is up in arms about it for good reason, and then the CEO made things worse by coming out and making a statement that was basically just picking on her and declaring that gamers actually like AI and you should be grateful for the AI. So, yeah. I've only considered using AI for album art. This was 4 years ago when AI was more abstract. Now, I don't have the skill for digital art. Well, I would definitely say my advice would be definitely don't do that. There's a lot of artists who would definitely be happy to be a part of something, especially if you, I think if you share your music with them and stuff like that, you know? So, some of them might be happy to do something rather cheap. Or you could save up, you know? Definitely lots of options, but I would definitely not go the AI route. It's supposed to be like Crazy Taxi. I don't think anything can replace Crazy Taxi. Yeah, which is why I'm glad we're actually getting a Crazy Taxi game next year, which I'm hoping I'll be able to play on stream, because it is coming to Switch too. Thankfully. Nice of them to speak for me, I know, right? They know what we want, apparently. Yeah, but they have to get paid too. I don't have the money. Well, again, I can't tell you what to do. Not that I would want to, Astro Wolf. But I would just say, there's so many things for, like, album art that you can do. You don't even need to use AI. Like, you could just go outside and take an abstract photo, you know? And then edit it in an image editing program. You could use Canva. You could use GIMP is free. Yeah, Canva's free. Or you could use stock imagery and edit it and, you know, just kind of do something crazy with it. Or even just, I mean, you could just scribble, you know? There's so many iconic pieces of album art out there from both independent and massive artists that are relatively simple, or, you know, nothing that would come across as like super professional, you know what I mean? And that adds to the charm. So you could definitely get away with just taking a picture with your phone or camera if you have one of something. I am firmly of the opinion that limitation tends to breed better creativity. So while it definitely sucks to not have the funds to get an album cover commissioned, I would say take it as a bit of a challenge, you know what I mean? Take it as a bit of a challenge to see what you can do on your end to create something that would be intriguing to look at. I definitely think you're capable of it. GIMP representing us Linux folk. I wish I was better at using it. Adrian I has paid tribute? What do you mean, Effecto? I am curious. But yeah, I'm glad we're getting a new Crazy Taxi next year. I actually read an interview with the director of the new Crazy Taxi, which is actually the same guy who directed the original and the second one. And they asked him basically, like, why did you decide to bring back Crazy Taxi after all these years? And his answer surprised me and was very poignant. Basically, he said, like, Crazy Taxi is a game that is pretty much just pure fun. You don't really have to think about it. You can just throw it on, you can play, you have a good time, you laugh. And he said he hadn't really felt like there was a need for one in a while. But the reason why he decided to make a new Crazy Taxi after all this time was because he feels like the world is falling apart, essentially, and everybody could use something to just play and smile. And it was like, yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong in the slightest about that. I has paid tribute. My promise has been fulfilled. Okay, you have me very curious right now, Effecto. Let me see. Oh, hold on. I'm looking at it right now. This is adorable. Okay, hold on, everybody. I have to... Let me see if I can, if I can get this on the, Okay, how did I do this last time? Because unfortunately this is a... This is showing up as a WebP image, which is so annoying. Actually, you know what? I know how to fix this. Hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody. This is a problem I can solve with trusty Microsoft Paint. Pretty excited about the new Turok. Yeah, I'm surprised that Turok is coming back, but I'm glad it is. I should play Turok on here. It's on the NSO actually. I should probably do a stream of that sometime. Would you guys be into that? Okay, here we are. Okay, now I have to get this into the carousel. 1 second. Okay. So, Effecto over on YouTube did a thing, which is very, very adorable. And, I added it to the fan art carousel. When it pops up, I'll pause it, so you guys can get a good look at it. And Effecto, thank you so much. God, you guys are really the best. Yes, I'm biased, but I'm gonna say it regardless. I have the best viewers and fans on Twitch and YouTube. Hands down, you guys are the greatest. Hold on, let me cycle through and actually speed this up a little bit. Okay, take a look at it. Effecto made this. It's Cladriana. So now we have Cladrian and Cladriana. Effecto, that is adorable. Thank you so much for doing that. So, so cute. Also, welcome back, Dark. What'd you get to eat, by the way? Adrian being wholesome, thank you. Bias without the eye. It's fun to make tiny dolls. But you have a talent for it, Effecto. Seriously, this is so, so cute. Thank you for taking the time to make that. I really appreciate it. Pork chop and fried rice, that sounds delicious. Pork chops are really good. Alright. I think we've chatted for a good while. We can do our pre-game tarot card reading, and then we'll play some Super Mario Sunshine. So I am so excited to get to play this game again. Like I said, I haven't played this game since I was a kid because I no longer have any CRT televisions. So I don't have a way to play my GameCube games without it looking absolutely awful. So this is the first time in a very long time I'll get to play this game, and I'm very, very excited to get to play it. Yes, please, I'm tired of the rain traveling my Wi-Fi. Well, you're gonna get some sunny skies in just a bit, so... Let's go ahead and get our, let's get our tarot music going, and then we'll go ahead and play. Here we go. I don't have any tropical version of this song. But here we go. Let's see what the cards have for us this evening. Today's card is the Three of Wands reversed. The Three of Wands reversed can indicate that you are... How do I put it? You're holding yourself back, or you are being held back in some way. And though this can be frustrating, there is some nuance to it. So let's go ahead and get to that. So first and foremost, if you're holding yourself back, this may be due to a proclivity to stay where you're feeling most comfortable, and that's natural. Most of us will hesitate to put ourselves in a position where we are not at our best. And, of course, who could blame us for that? The unfortunate thing about that is when you only stick to the things in life that you are comfortable doing, you miss out on lots of great opportunities. Whether that is the opportunity for greater success, or the opportunity to enjoy life more. And so this card can be a reminder that even though it may not be... The idea of it may not be that appealing, it may not be fun to think about putting yourself out of your comfort zone, it is important to step outside of our little bubble every now and again. Because you never know what you might experience. And I can definitely say for myself, for example, that streaming in general was something that was definitely something out of my comfort zone before I started, and I'm so glad that I took that chance, because I've met all of you guys, and you guys definitely make this even more fun. Just to use myself as an example. So, you know, it pays sometimes to do things that you may think that you're not capable of, or that scares you, because you'll have to put yourself in a position of discomfort. But discomfort is not permanent. Remember that. But on the other hand, this card can also indicate that you have been trying, and whatever it is that you've been endeavoring to do in your life, you may be feeling held back. Something might be stopping you at this moment. An unfortunate mishap, or just external circumstances that you cannot help. And it's extremely frustrating. It's not fun to want to make progress in your life, and instead to feel like your hands are tied. Though this is not a fun feeling, what you're being asked to do in this case is to try to look at the big picture. There might actually be a good reason for the delays in achieving what it is that you want to do. For example, you might really want to go to, I don't know, say a concert, and everything is getting in the way. You might be really frustrated only to find out that that day, some terrible thing happens at the venue or something, right? Not to sound grim, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes delays can actually help us in ways that we are not expecting. And a better example, you may miss out on, say, a job opportunity only to be offered a better job that pays more. So try not to be so frustrated when things don't go your way. Always try to look around at the whole picture and see if maybe there is something else, another door opening, when the one you've been trying to open seems to be locked. Of course, I can't promise that this will always be the case. However, what I can say is there's always an opportunity to be had when something isn't working out. We just have to be creative enough and savvy enough to find it. Don't let a closed door stop you from moving forward. Look for a window. You understand what I mean? And if you feel like you're somewhere in the middle in this whole thing, you're not holding yourself back, and you haven't been completely stopped in your tracks, but you're still not making the progress that you want at the speed you would desire, or you keep finding hurdles that are just slowing you down, well, you may need to reevaluate the way that you are approaching this objective you have. It could pay better service to you to try to find a way to simplify your objectives, and you might find that those problems aren't as powerful as they seemed before. So yes, this card can come across as a little bit negative. It does anticipate delays and misfortune as far as goals that you are aiming to achieve. However, it is not meant to be a death knell for whatever your plans may be or your desires. It is simply a heads up that though you may be experiencing this, whatever it is that is causing you to not be as far ahead as you'd like to be, well, there's a way around it. You just have to find it. Sometimes you're in your own way, and other times there's other things that you cannot help, but you can look for other ways to get around it. So try to broaden your horizons in that regard. Try to see the full picture. And also, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and do things that you might have otherwise been uncomfortable doing. Because you never know what you might gain from it. And like I said, discomfort does not last forever. You might be embarrassed or you might feel a little off-put at first, but eventually, we get used to everything. That is one of our abilities as humans. We adapt quite well, quite fast when we want to. So yes, that is our pre-game tarot card reading, and I do hope that was encouraging for some of you, despite the somewhat bittersweet connotation to the card. But yeah, now that we are through with that, it's time for us to go to Delfino Island, and I hope you're all ready to go there with me. You're good at this? Thank you so much, Kaiser. I try. It always feels a little bit difficult because, like, doing a general reading is both simple and complex. In the sense that when you're doing a specific reading for somebody, it's a little bit easier because you have more personal context to kind of offer better advice or a little bit of clarity into something. But when you're saying things in a general way and just kind of reading off of, like, what a card's meaning in its position is to people, it becomes a little bit hard to position it in a way that would be useful. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want it to be too up in the air, which is why I always try to give examples or, like, provide a little bit of direction for what the meanings of these cards are. So, on my end, it always feels like I'm just kind of waffling about. So if you guys enjoy the readings, that makes me really happy, and I'm glad that they do seem to bring you some joy. But it is time to play. Take your time, you can do it. Cladrian believes in you. Alright, let me make my blue sky post before I forget. There we go. I haven't seen this intro outside of a YouTube video in so long. God, the nostalgia is hitting.
The sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. So pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home. Come enjoy a natural wonderland to which we've added the world's finest resort facilities, a spectacular amusement park, and succulent seafood. All this and more await you on Isle Delfino.
I'm inhaling foodies. I think Mario wants to do the same thing right now, Dark. What's interesting about this game too is that it was the first time that they actually, well, not the first time, because Mario 64 does have Peach's opening monologue where she's reading off the letter, but this is like the first time they actually had like full voice acting in a Mario game. God, I don't know how to express to you guys how happy I am to be able to play this game. I missed it so much. I think I told you this is my favorite 3D Mario. Yes, yes you have. And I don't blame you. This game is fantastic. It gets a bad rep from people. Yes, it is a little bit more rough around the edges than the other Mario games, and it was rushed in development. But it is fantastic, and I love it.
Now, boys, don't touch that stuff.
Sunshine Lollipop.
Concerned with the well-being of the princess in this dreadful heat. Master, if you would, cross over to that shore and find...
Volume is too low? Okay, hold on. Mario, be careful. I have a bad feeling about this. First of all, let me... Okay, I forgot I cannot modify the audio from there. Alright, hold on. I'll turn it up. Let me know if it's too loud after I do this. Okay, I turned it up a little bit. Okay, my 2 cents. Turok is older than most VTubers, so of course I think you should play. Noted, Dandy. Also, I love Mario Sunshine, and I don't have nostalgia at all. I played it on the Mario 3D All-Stars. I'm happy that you were able to appreciate it on its own merit. It is such a good game. And yeah, it definitely gets a undeserved bad rep. Such bright colors make you hungry, Effecto. I'm pretty hungry right now too, I must admit. Don't worry, Mario, we'll watch over the princess. Please go and get help. That goop looks dangerous. I wouldn't touch it, Mario. If you get some on you, get in the water or do a spin jump. Quickly move the control stick in a circle and jump. Something about this game too is the water was so impressive for its time. It's still very pretty to look at. This game actually was a very good showcase for the GameCube's power when it came out. And an interesting detail, Isle Delfino, as you can see, is shaped like a dolphin. And the reason for that is because The GameCube's working title, like the console code name, was Dolphin. For those of you that may not have known that. And actually, inside the GameCube, if you open it up, you'll actually see there's a picture of a dolphin on the inside of the GameCube. That is also why the emulator is called Dolphin as well. Turok is awesome, but I think it's better played than remastered on PC for the updated controls. The remaster is also on the Switch, so I could get that as well. No worries, Dandy. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great rest of your evening. That water still looks better than most modern Pokemon games. The water has aged extremely well in this game. It's very, very pretty. Looks like this gunk is coming from somewhere below. It's really slippery, so watch your step. What are you waiting for? Do something. This gooey paint of yours completely covered my friend. The fact that they think it was him who did this. Welcome to Isle Delfino. Step right up and get yourself a free tourist map. Press the Z button to view your map. Here's the wide outline of the island. It will fill in with more details as we get to visit more locales. Help? Help you? Are you crazy? We're the ones who need help. Take that water pump and clean the airstrip, you... He wants to curse me out.
Power up complete. Thank you for purchasing this item from GAD Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information. Scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom. Data storage complete. I am Flood, a flash liquidizer ultra dowsing device. I hope to be of assistance. Proceeding with user instruction. Use the R button to shoot water from my tank. If you press the R button all the way down, you
He's gonna say a slur.
You can then use the control stick to aim in any direction. Press the X button to switch to the hover nozzle. You can then press the R button to hover in the air for a short time. If this tank is empty, no water can be sprayed. To refill tank, enter a body of water and press the R button.
Sally, how's the audio, by the way? Is it better?
Instructions complete. Proceed.
I'd actually planned to stream an entirely different game. Spent 6 hours troubleshooting yesterday. I fixed most, but still one thing I was having issues with, so I decided to put it off. With RE0 ongoing, I decided to wait with Tormented as it is so close to Resident Evil, so decided on Shattered Memories as I felt it would be a good fit for now. So I had to quickly prepare. As I was getting groceries later, I was like, well, I may as well eat after stream. Definitely got hungry. Feels good to finally get food. I am glad that you are finally, eating, Dark. I know that feeling of when you are, really, really hungry while streaming. And it's such a relief, when you get offline to finally get something. Still would up it by like 10%? Okay. Alright, I turned it up even more. Right, we're gonna do some cleaning now. Yeah, this is why I always ask you guys, for each game. Because the different sound profiles on each game can sometimes be a little, it can be a little bit, difficult to tell from my end. Huh? Have we met somewhere before? I feel like I've seen you somewhere, and recently too. Please don't look to your left, sir. Also, for those of you who might be curious about the stream title, in the US there is a infamous commercial for Super Mario Sunshine that a lot of people thought was terrible because it almost made it seem like a kid's game, which, I mean, it's clearly a game that anybody can play. But it made a lot of, like, hardcore gamers mad at the time, which I thought was really funny. And I remember when that commercial was airing, and that's where I got the stream title from. Ugh. Oh, I really thought I was a goner. Hey, hang on. It's you. This whole mess is your fault. Also, fun fact, the device on my back right now, Flood, was made by Professor E. Gadd from Luigi's Mansion. There was kind of an initiative at the time when this game in Luigi's Mansion came out to kind of have like a bit of a continuity with the Mario games that seemingly ceased immediately after, which is kind of a shame because it was cool to have that little bit of knowledge. Even though it doesn't really affect anything, it was still pretty cool to have that going at the time.
Nice work, Mario.
Quite an unusual device. Is it some sort of pump?
I am Flood. Glad to meet you. Hey, someone's coming.
Yes, Mario goes to jail in this game.
Court is now in session.
As you are no doubt aware, someone has been senselessly defacing Fair Isle Delfino using some paint-like substance. The accused is charged with polluting our beautiful home, and yes, endangering our very way of life. Indeed, how can one not be aware of what is going on? Though it is daytime in Delfino Plaza, our poor residents tremble beneath a veil of darkness. Expert Shine scholars have determined that this darkness has arisen because all of our guardians, the Shine Sprites, have vanished from their gathering spot at the Shine Gate. The reason? It's quite obvious. This horrible graffiti is to blame. Behold this sketch of the perpetrator based on eyewitness descriptions. The truth is obvious. The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection!
Overruled. I judge the defendant guilty as charged. I hereby order the defendant to clean this entire island. Until Isle Delfino is completely free of his vile handiwork, Mario shall not be allowed to leave.
I like how there was no say from any jury. Look at how sad he is.
Appears to be quite a predicament, Mario. Data analysis verifies that the island's inhabitants are indeed troubled by pollution, but the pollution itself is not the main problem. Mario, you witnessed this object at the airstrip, correct? It is a Shine Sprite. Shine Sprites are the source of power on Isle Delfino. They used to gather in great numbers at the Shine Gate, but the graffiti incident has polluted the island and most of the Shine Sprites have fled. There is no longer any power to support the peaceful lifestyle of the islanders. It is most pitiable. The only way to ensure the return of the Shine Sprites is to keep the island from becoming any dirtier. The perpetrator is likely at work even as we speak. And you, Mario, are being treated as a criminal. Tomorrow we must do our best to resolve this situation.
It's so monotone. Yeah, he's a little robot water pack.
Can't miss the mess now. Your first job's to get rid of all that ugliness. And remember, we'll be watching you, pal. We'll know if you start slacking off.
Hot take, I really like the 3DS remaster of Luigi's Mansion. I don't think that's really a hot take. I know some people... I never got to play the 3DS version because unfortunately I didn't have a 3DS. But I mean, you know, however you can get to experience a game is totally valid, you know? I think some people kind of get a little snobbish about certain things. The only time I will say I understand it is when the port itself is just bad in terms of, like, barely being functional, you know? Like, I remember oops. Sorry. The PS3 version of Skyrim, to my knowledge, had a memory leak issue where the more that you played your save file and kept saving, eventually it would become unplayable because it would permanently end up at like 3 frames per second or something crazy. That's definitely not, you know, that's where I understand it, you know. I'm gonna say this, and apparently this is a hot take, but I do love the Zelda remasters for 3DS. Yeah, some people are weird about those too. I do understand that some of the stuff is a little different in them, more with Majora's Mask than with Ocarina of Time, but they're still good. I think they look, you know, they look fine. I'd say most people don't like the different art direction. So that's what happened to my Skyrim playthrough? Yes. Yeah, the PS3 version of Skyrim is snake-bitten. It is snake-bitten, unfortunately. But I'm the internet and only my opinion is the right one. Yes, we don't do that here. Typing with one eye is hard. I'm sorry, Astral. I hope that your eye feels better soon. Or that your recovery progresses well. That's kind of cheating, isn't it? What do you mean, Effecto? Everyone on this aisle loves to do the box breaker. Just jump up and press the L button above a box. Kiss smash. Why don't you give it a try? Oh, Mario, you're okay after all. I just knew you would be. Astro Wolf, Effecto, who is over on YouTube, is wishing you good recovery vibes. Hi, I'm the internet, and only my opinion is the right one. I'm Kaiser. And why is the sky so dark, huh? It's not sun-drenched. This is hardly my idea of a relaxing vacation, Mario. I want to go home right now. Well, I'm pleased to see you're safe, but I must tell you. We were walking around the town earlier, and it seems the area near the Shine Gate is still quite bright. Perhaps you should check it out, Master Mario. The thing about this game as well is that a lot of the typical Mario enemies are actually not present in this game. And the ones that are, like the boos, the ghosts, they look kind of silly, and I'm not sure how true this is, but I heard that apparently the reason why the enemies that are in this game, that are present in other Mario games, look ridiculous in this one, is because they are also on vacation. You'll see what I mean when we see some of them. But it's a cute thought. Ugh, you saved me. Thanks a bundle. Do you want to know the 2 most advanced moves in the game? Hold on, is it? There's that one. Tell me anyway. I would like to, I'd like to hear it. It's about time you came out. So this game is actually like Super Mario 64 as far as, having different, like, subworlds you can go into. And, we just need to, unlock them. This guy is actually blocking one of them. That is one. The other is doing a tiny jump and then quickly, spray, water spray, and jump. It does like a shotgun shot. Let me test that out.
Princess, look! On the statue's head!
I can't believe they keep confusing him. I like how Peach didn't even try. Man, I know all these dialogues by memory. I know, right? Ow. That's real cute, leaving the trails of M's around. Alright, you've had your fun, come on. See, the problem with, with playing this on the Switch, it's not a big deal, because you normally don't really need to do this. But if you look at what Flood just said, if you press the button lightly... Well, actually, okay, hold on. We have a workaround for this. The triggers on the GameCube controller were... I always get these two confused. I think they were, what, analog? And the triggers on the Switch controller are digital, I think. Which basically means, the GameCube controller, you could actually, like, put different amounts of pressure on it, and it would, change, the amount of water pressure release. But the Switch controller does not have those triggers. They just click in. But evidently, pressing the right bumper actually does a light spray. So it seems like there's actually a way around it, which is good. Maybe they keep confusing him because they're colorblind. See, that would be an interesting lore detail, Effecto, if the Giantas were all colorblind, but that wouldn't explain why Peach got confused when she literally could see Mario standing right there. You shouldn't be allowed to use tools like that. And so, with the brush, he made the entryway to our first level, Bianco Hills. Episode 1, Road to the Big Windmill. I think Super Mario 64 is the only one I ever played. What did you think of it, Dark? Super Mario 64 is such a good game. I have another theory why the Mario Universe enemies look silly, but I'll save it to not spoil. I definitely want to hear that theory. Yeah, you can do it at least in the 3D version. I'll bet this one is the same. My god, this brings back so many memories. This game is just pure happiness. I don't know how else to put it. I love this game so much. It feels surreal playing it again. In the best way. It is a perfect game for summer. That's why when I saw they added it, I was like, I know I'm playing through 2 games right now, but what kind of Mario Sunshine or Nintendo fan would I be if I didn't play this game for the summer? And I had a lot of fun for the Go Vacation stream I did that one time, so an excuse to make some summer outfits and stuff and do this again was I was already looking for a reason anyway. Try the shotgun blast? Alright, hold on. See, the thing about this game and Mario Odyssey is that the little movement gimmicks, Flood and Cappy in Odyssey, adds so much to the platforming. It makes it more dynamic, and it becomes super fun to see what kinds of crazy things you can pull off. Yeah, let me go ahead and try that shotgun blast before I collect the Shine Sprite. Yes, you're not lying, Sally. Yeah, this game has... this game indeed has some of the hardest levels in the entire series. Especially the ones where Flood gets taken from you. You guys will see some of those, and you'll see. For those of you that have not had the pleasure of playing this game. But okay, let's see. The other's doing a tiny jump. And then quickly water spray. And jump. Let's see, is that how you do it? Ah, I see. Yep, I see it. Wow. I never knew you could do that. Alright, we're definitely going to be making use of that. All these fancy jumps and I keep missing the Shine Sprite. It destroys our water reserves though, but to clean huge areas it's awesome. Yeah, I will be making use of that for sure. So I've never been big into Mario in particular, but the club I went to as a young kitten had a Nintendo 64 with it, so I gave it a shot. Even though I got the agility of an elephant on roller skates. Or in other words, having great difficulty with the platforming, I still remember having fond memories of it. Are there any platformers that you do like, Dark? Like, you know, Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Psychonauts, Voodoo Vince... Blinks the Time Sweeper, Glover, Croc, Gex, Banjo and Kazooie. There's so many platformers. I'm curious to know if there's any you do like. I also played Mario Kart there, which is another genre I suck at as well, but I did enjoy it a lot thanks to the power-ups. Yeah, Mario Kart is one of those games that even if you're not like a huge racing game fan, you will still probably have a good time because it's part racing game, part party game. The only other game I felt ever came close to being as good as Mario Kart is Blur, which is also really good. Sadly did not perform well in terms of like its success on the market. But I never did try Diddy Kong Racing, and I did try some of the Sonic racing games. I think they're okay, but they don't really have the charm of Mario Kart. Blur had a very different vibe to it, but it stood out, and I liked it very much. Welcome back. We're so glad you're safe, Mario. This vacation's just been a whirlwind of bizarre events, huh? Now the boat to the hotel isn't even running. Should we just go back in for another? Sure. I like Diddy Kong Racing, but the controls were awful, and I played Double Dash, so I know about crappy card controls. Heard the new Sonic Racing game is very good, though. Yeah, I heard people praising it, too. I have not tried that one yet. I tried, I think it was called Transformed, like the second one that they did, because I think now there's been 3 Sonic Racing games, at least like kart-based ones, right? I'm not counting Sonic Riders, which I actually played the first Sonic Riders, and it is one of the most difficult games I've ever played in my life. I do like Sonic. I grew up with more Sonic stuff and yet didn't play all that many. In terms of really liking, I would say Castlevania. I also feel somewhat alright at that one. Grew up with that series as well. Down with Petey Piranha. Now we gotta go fight this goofy guy. Yeah, one of the most fun things about Mario games is just playing around with all the different, like, feats of athleticism you can do. There are very few games that, that allow you to have the range of motion that Mario games do. Look at these guys. See, everything in this game looks goofy. These are kind of like the pokies. Let's get up here. He's just flinging crap from the top of that tower. Wonder how much of this game I can get done in one stream. Let's restore our water. I'm in a long and heavy quest to convince my brother to lend me his Blu-ray extended edition of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have never seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies, Effecto. And every time that I feel like I'm going to, the length of each of the movies kind of stun locks me. I have wanted to try watching them. But it's definitely something you kind of got to plan around, you know? One of the stupid things I love to do in this one was hanging from a rope and spraying with the flood hover. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that is fun. Castlevania Order of Ecclesia is the best one, and I'm saying this as a person who has never played any other Castlevania. I've heard a lot of people say that. The DS ones are definitely very highly regarded. And thankfully they have them on the Switch. So I would like to check them out sometime. The DS collection. I think the reason I really enjoy Castlevania is that it's also got a huge RPG side to it. Yeah. For all of the Castlevania fans in the chat, I have one question. What is a man? Could you help out with the big-headed creature up there? You're the only one who we can ask to lend us a hand. I know it's a pain, but you think you can handle it? I absolutely can handle it. Do it for the memes, it's easier that way. A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk, have at you. You understood the assignment. AVGN PTSD is coming back. Yeah, that was one of the funniest episodes. I actually don't even know if Castlevania 2 is on here, on the NSO. That might be fun as like an endurance thing to do. But I have to check. I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure the NES collection is. Yeah, it's probably in there. Wow, look at how fast that cleaned up that little pile. This fight is so goofy. We just overfill him with water. The little swallow he does always makes me laugh. It's like, you know, you can spit it out, right? But he just accepts it. And just like that, our problem is solved here. For now. PD Piranha will return. I had a horrible Castlevania on Game Boy that had one section that went on for like 10 minutes, and one go and one wrong button press, and instant game over. Oh my god. You know, I know why they were harder, Game Boy games that is, but my god, Game Boy games are really, really difficult. Like, even compared to their NES and SNES counterparts, they were especially hard. Like, Mario Land is a really hard game. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, or at least I think the first one or whatever, on the Game Boy, is also really hard. And it's because at least to my understanding. Similar to how a lot of NES and SNES games and Genesis games and stuff were hard, because they really weren't that long. So they would try to pad out the gameplay by making them brutal, as well as trying to prevent people from being able to, like, rent them and just finish them in, like, a weekend to encourage a purchase. So they would make them freaking backbreaking. Game Boy games were even shorter than NES and SNES games, so they had to make them doubly as difficult. And it definitely shows. So I can absolutely believe that, Dark. When my brother was little, he used to imitate the plant drinking sound all the time while laughing like crazy. That's adorable. This is the path to our next location, which actually happens to have one of the most difficult segments in this game. Or at least it can be. Wow. That shotgun blast is... it's OP in the best way. Worst driving controls and Double Dash in this one. You know, I weirdly never played Double Dash. It is the only Mario Kart game I've never played. Even despite not having a 3DS, I did get the opportunity to shortly try Mario Kart 7. So Double Dash remains the only one I've never played, so I honestly never realized that Double Dash had rough controls. I'd like to play it now and see for myself. Episode 1, Rico Harbor. Gooper Blooper breaks out. Double Dash feels like the road is filled with melted butter. Just take a second to enjoy the music here. I love the Rico Harbor theme. Exactly, you get it, Effecto. Double Dash legit sounds like a My Little Pony character. First thing that came to mind when I read that. So the fun part about this game, too, is that you have so many different ways you can go. Look at these guys. You can go this crazy way, or you can just... maybe if I didn't fall. Climb up to the smokestack here. Oh, this game's got tentacles. Dark approves. Okay, there we go. Just come on down here. And here we have our boss that seems to be trapped in a bit of a precarious position. So we're gonna help him out. I like the way he starts sweating when you grab onto them. Well, he can't really fight back now, so... You know, it's kind of funny to me that the water pisses him off so much, because... I mean, isn't that where you thrive? But yet his eyes go X'd when you spray him. Sometimes the grab is a little finicky. There we go. That's a bit visceral, to be honest. A fish can dream of flying. And that's our first Ricco Harbor mission done. So you said 60 shine sprites to finish it, right, Sally? I wonder if we can... I wonder if we can at least finish, in the most basic way and one stream. Blooper Surfing Safari. This one... this one is gonna be interesting. Could probably not handle the high pressure water cannon. That is true. Looked it up and it's 50? Okay, so it's actually even easier. So for those of you that have never played this game, let me tell you that the controls for surfing on these guys... nightmare. First of all, I'm gonna make a suspend point. Because I want to show you something. Watch what happens if you even clip something. Watch. Okay, well, I'm surprised it's not happening. I guess you know what? Wait, never mind. Hold on, we gotta get in there first. There is a mission where you surf out here and just clipping even slightly. One of these things will kill you. But the real mission is in that hole over there. Yeah, red coin shine here is dreadful. Yeah, absolutely. Wahoo, you want to go for a ride, bud? Go ahead and jump on the blooper you like best. Go on. Show me some super blooper surfing and win yourself a prize. I got an F at Aquatic Sports just because I threw the water gun at a kid's face. That is some interesting effecto lore. Did he deserve it? And so something about this game, if you recall, I did mention this while playing Donkey Kong 64. So I said something about it that kind of reminds me of Sunshine is how when you go into like little mini games, you get put in kind of like these liminal spaces. And this is what I was talking about. You'll see more later on, but this is kind of like a very weird environment for a Mario game, right? Teacher told me to defend the base. Well, I mean, that's one way to defend the base. Gives me Backrooms vibes. Yeah, it's interesting. This game has a lot of like, we're gonna take you out of the main area to do this kind of things going on. So that's another area over there. But we're gonna go back in. I can't recall what the next mission is. The Cage Shine Sprite. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been more back and forth between the outfits today. I kind of thought there was going to be a ton of redeems back and forth. I'm shocked. Alright, we gotta go this way. I like how they slowly just inch towards you with no real plan. Those guys used to freak me out. To be honest. Thank you, Dark, for the sticky note. And thank you for the head pats. I jumped a little too early, but recovered. How do I... And thank you for the hydrate. I definitely could use it. Totally forgot to hydrate all day too. Yeah, make sure that you get some water. I definitely start to feel it when I've been streaming for at least an hour. My voice starts going very quickly. Alright, let me think. Alright. That should be good. I can definitely imagine that. I gotta get that water. Yeah. My thing is that I'm not much of a talker, so when I get on stream and I start yapping for a while, I start feeling it. Probably more so than people who are more, no. Now, I could rewind, but we're gonna do this fair and square. Yeah, I think I probably start to feel it more than people who are more talkative, you know what I mean? get a gerbil water bottle. I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? I almost accidentally jumped off too early. Again. Alright, that one annoyed me a little bit. Have a gerbil water bottle on a metal arm above you so you can sit. Okay, that's what I thought you were referring to. Like one of the little things you put in like a hamster cage or whatever. You know, I wonder if I can just... Okay, that was very close, but... I almost forgot that the wind hates you in this game. Yeah, the wind can just manifest and knock you off of stuff when you're high up in this game, and it is very, very frustrating. Yes, even though I have never quite been a summer person, this game would always make me rather excited for the summertime, because how could you not be with the vibes of this game? Yeah, that makes me think too, right? I really wish there was more games that really gave you the feeling of a certain season, you know? There's very, very few that actually take advantage of, like, a specific season. This game obviously does. Dead Rising 4 is a terrible game, in my opinion, but I always was frustrated that they wasted the Christmas time setting on it, because it's honestly brilliant. A shopping mall during Christmas with zombies. That's pretty smart. Just unfortunately wasted on a bad game. But things like that is what I mean. I'd like to see more of that. Do any of you in the chat have a specific game that makes you think of a certain season? Like, it doesn't have to be one that takes place during a certain time of the year or whatever, but just one that you kind of associate in your mind with a season. I'm the Sand Guardian. Guardian of the Sand, if someone remembers that. It sounds familiar. Alright, let's go ahead and go get this one open. Hey, welcome back, Dandy. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for coming back for a bit. I was just actually asking everybody if anyone has a specific game that reminds them of a certain time of the year. Like, this game is very summertime themed, obviously. But even if games are not themed around a certain season, sometimes they kind of make you think of a certain time of year. Like for me, I can say The Evil Within actually reminds me of November, even though you would think it would be Halloween, but it actually reminds me more of Thanksgiving, because both Evil Within games I actually got on Black Friday sales. And it was kind of crazy how they both lined up that way, even though they came out years apart. But they were both dirt cheap on Black Friday, so I bought them during that time and ended up playing them over the Thanksgiving break. So The Evil Within reminds me of Thanksgiving instead of Halloween, funnily enough. I associate Vampire the Masquerade with winter and a certain smell from a very powerful air freshener that I had when I played it. You know, that's a very interesting framing there, Kaiser. Like, first of all, that's very cool. And second of all, I know exactly what you mean. Like, sometimes, like, when you play a certain game, and you have, like, either a certain, like, air freshener, or candle, or incense, or something like that, it just brings that scent right back to your mind. I hadn't even thought of that, but you're absolutely right, and that is very interesting. You're gonna laugh at me, but I think of December when I remember Dante's Inferno. Why would I laugh at you? What makes you think of December in that context, Effecto? Gelato Beach, Dune Bud Sandcastle Secret. Here comes these guys. Sally, I can't remember. Aren't these guys called, the Cataquacks? Jesus. I see your point, Effecto. That is fair. So if these guys run into you, they bounce you in the air. There we go. Your cat is so upset and you don't know why. Don't remember their names, but they are annoying. Yes, they are annoying. Especially on the one where you have to, transfer the watermelon down the beach. But okay, everybody. Let me introduce to you the special stages. So what's so special about the special stages? Well, first of all, you might notice I got robbed on the way in, so Flood is not here. And we're kind of in this liminal void, right? This is kind of what I was referring to before. This is what the kids call Rainbow Road? No. No, not at all. This is hell. This is hell, Dark. We also have a very cool acapella rendition of the Mario theme. And while it's so good and I love it, this theme triggers me. It triggers me because whenever you hear it, you know that you're about to be in a very painfully difficult stage. This one is not that hard, but many of them are pretty brutal. So as you see, these platforms go away very quickly. This is where your skills as a platforming expert get put to the test. No FLUDD to save you with the hover nozzle. No cute tricks. You just gotta try to get across. This is where they make you appreciate FLUDD by taking it away and making you do the hard-as-nails platforming. Yeah. Exactly, Dandy, you get it. That almost ended really badly. So the one thing about this game that I will complain about is sometimes the camera is horrible. Which is a byproduct of the fact that this game was rushed in development to try to make it in time for the GameCube's launch window. So it's pretty much the only Mario game that has a bad camera. It's not unworkable, but much like Donkey Kong 64, it can be a little finicky. Every time I hear the Apple phone radar alarm, I get sent to a fight or flight stance. Just my PTSD is coming back by that double jump and it not quite working out and falling. Gosh, the noise. It's like the Saw movies. They teach you, you gotta appreciate life, allegedly. Right, Effecto? Alright, we'll return to Gelato Beach. But first, I want to see if we can get one of the other special stages. Oh, he's on fire. Sorry, sir, I didn't mean to make it worse for you. By jumping on your head. Whew, you saved me. Thanks a bundle. So one of the things about this game that is the real hell, and you know what? I hadn't thought about this, right? But there is some weird overlaps between this game and Donkey Kong 64, now that I think about it. First, you have the bad camera. Second, you have the special stages that put you in kind of like a liminal space. And third, you have over-the-top collectibles. Now, this game doesn't have collectibles everywhere, like Donkey Kong 64, but the blue coins are a nightmare to collect. Some of them are absolutely crazy. Like, you see these birds up here? Watch this. See how they fly away and such? You really wouldn't think much of them, right? Some of these guys actually give you blue coins. And they're a nightmare to line up and spray. Waterproof fire? Yeah. The Hillside Cave Secret. This should be another one of those stages, if I'm not mistaken. And then I think after I complete this one, I'll get up and stretch real quick, because I have not been stretching this entire time. I hate these things. They're very annoying, and all they do is throw dirt out. Let's clean this guy up. Ooh, he saved me. Thanks a bundle. There's the Pokies. So where we want to go is... right up there. So we're gonna hop here. Get across. Keep hitting the wrong button. Here. And now we get robbed again. Now, I don't actually remember which one this is. Oh god. Alright, here we go. Again, this is not even one of the most difficult ones, but look at this shit. And that's the thing about these worlds being, like, liminal like this. They really don't have to make sense. So they could just throw whatever they want at you and tell you, suck it up and go figure out how to get across. Is it worth it to risk it? This one looks worse than it is, yeah. I almost did something very, very fucking stupid there. I want that though. But whatever. We'll just leave it. I just keep having flashes of plummeting to the bottom. Yeah, you can do the back jump. I just got cold feet. But not bad, that's another one of the secret ones down. Which one is this? Red coins of the Windmill Village. The red coin stages in this game can be interesting. Some of them aren't too bad, and then there's some that are just... It's understandable, those stages make you go super careful. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Whenever I'm watching somebody else play those stages, I find myself holding my breath as though I'm the one playing it. And you have to understand, again, this is the first time I've played this game since I was a kid. So I'm like... I remember all of this, and I haven't really forgotten how to play the game at all. Like, I'm having to get used to playing it on a Switch controller rather than a GameCube controller, but, you know, figuring it out really quickly. But I haven't really, like, forgotten how to play, right? But just the pressure of actually having the controller again while doing those stages is just bringing back all of those jittery memories of doing it for the first time. What is even doing that? You're disgusting. What are you doing? Empathetically watching? Yeah. The hotel one is dreadful? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get there. Okay, missed one over here. That was a really tall pokey. Alright, let's see. Did we get all the ones from over here? I think we did. I think the rest are over there, right? I think my favorite stage in this game was the one that the floor was lava. I think I remember which one you're talking about. Oh wait, no, we have a red one over there. I missed one. Sally, what are your thoughts on the pachinko machine level? The infamous pachinko machine level. Similar to Donkey Kong 64, I am amazed by anyone who can do a 100% run and get all of these blue coins, because my god. What pachinko machine level? My memory must have forgotten it to save me from trauma, because I don't remember. To be honest though, that one is not even... I always felt like that level... No, okay, you see? You say that, Sally, and I will raise you a worse one. The pachinko machine is tough. It's a little annoying. But the true nightmare in this game is not the pachinko machine. It is the one where you have to travel by boat on Yoshi to get all the way over there. The Sandbird is a good shout, for sure, Dandy. And that one is a nightmare. I'm actually not looking forward to that one, which is why I did not stick around in Gelato Beach, even though we will go back. But no, I think it's the one where you have to travel across the boats, because you actually have to wait a long time in-game for them to come around. You have to have a Yoshi. And for anyone that doesn't know, Yoshi in this game, as soon as he touches water, he dissolves. So, you have to be very careful on these boats. Get to this island. Use the juice from Yoshi to dissolve the little thing to get into the pipe. When you get into the pipe, it takes you to the actual stage. And on that stage, you have to get all the red coins by jumping on different lily pads and using FLUDD to propel yourself. And you only have, like, a very limited window to screw up. If any of you remember the level I'm talking about, we will probably eventually get to it. That one is my worst nightmare. That one pissed me off so much as a kid. I actually don't know where the rest of the coins are. Okay, there's one up there. I don't remember that, but I do remember the Yoshi and boats thing. Yeah, it is one of those things that when you see it, you will probably instantly have a trauma response. Absolute nightmare. I could have sworn that some of the red coins were on that side of the level, but I guess not. I thought you got a reward for ringing those bells, but I guess not. Oh yeah, the Sandbird is another strong contestant, and the Yoshi too, but those are hard because of the platforming. The Pachinko level is the worst because of level design. You need to ring them with the roll below. Hold on, let's try this. Just a random pokey hanging out there for no reason. I see, I never realized that. Alright, let's get up here and grab the Shine Sprite. Is there any way to stop the wind? I think it's invincible, right? Okay, the Shine Sprite is up there. You can spray him, but I think he always comes back. Ow. Alright. I need the camera to turn, please. Yeah, see, that's where, much like Donkey Kong 64, the camera physically gets stuck on things in the environment. Alright, there we go. Need to bounce for a bit? Do your best? No worries, Dark. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will definitely do my best. Okay, let's leave Bianco Hills behind for a bit. Let's go back to Gelato Beach. We'll get into the stage, and then I'll take a short stretch break. And I do recommend the same for all of you if you've been sitting. Mirror Madness, Tilt Slam Bam. I remember this one. I too need to go, for my body requires sleep. Thank you for being here, Kaiser. I really appreciate it. Please get some good rest. Good luck in destroying the sun. I shall do my best. But yes, thank you. I really appreciate it. Get some good sleep. Alert, alert. Just look at the top of the tower. Yes, there's a sleeping Wiggler. Which also looks different from its usual appearances in Mario games. Some weird thing has curled up on the tower to take a nap. This could endanger the legendary Sandbird egg. Truth be told, the world might be better off without the Sandbird, but we're gonna help this thing anyway. When I used to play this game, I used to love just coming in here and sitting in here. Good, let it endanger the egg and destroy it. Yeah, we have the same idea. See, this game is so interesting because there's like a lot of little things that don't matter ultimately, that they decided... Holy hell, I never realized that that thing gave you a 1-up. I'm discovering new things. Playing this again for the first time since childhood. Wow. But yeah, I used to like just coming in here and sitting here. Oh god, I just remembered the watermelon level here. Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. Gelato Beach is probably my least favorite subworld in this game, just because it has some of the most nightmarish levels, honestly. You have the watermelon one, the sandbird, the race to the top of the hill, which isn't that bad, it's just kind of annoying. But yeah, this stage is definitely my least favorite in the game, by far. It's pretty to look at, though. I like being around here, especially in the coral reef and stuff. But yeah, this is probably the weakest of all the stages. My belly is full of soup, and my heart is to the brim with content. I has given tribute and attended to classes. This week is over for me. Well, you earned a good rest, Effecto. I'm glad you get to have a restful Friday. Though I will say I'll take the Sandberg over the Hotel Red Coins. I can understand that. I feel like it's a little bit up for debate, but that's a respectable stance, I think. I have a soft spot for Serena Beach. I'll have to go too. Bye-bye. Have fun, Adrian, and goodbye to the chat. No worries, Effecto. Thank you for being here, and thank you so much for the adorable Cladriana. That was very, very cute and unexpected. Thank you so much. And yes, have a great rest of your evening. Sleep well. I do love the Blue Stingray stages. Oh yeah, those are fun. Alright, 1 second. I'm just gonna get up and stretch for a bit. I will return. One moment. Be right back. Alright, I am back. Thank you all for being patient. I hope you all took a little break as well, if you've been here this whole time. I see Mario took a break too. So did this guy right here. Look at this. Seems like everybody is taking a break. Alright, let's deal with these things. Alright, that's one gone. Get out of here. Alright, perfect. It's one down. We have 2 more mirrors to eat these guys off of. One more. God, there's 3 of them there. Let me get some water. Alright, one down. I hate these things so much. The thing that makes me laugh about them is, like, they have these suction cups on their feet, right? What was the evolutionary purpose of that? Just to walk on this mirror? I forgot that the Wiggler just falls apart like that. Had to grab that blue coin. Alright. One thing about this game, it makes me so thirsty playing it. I don't know if any of you ever get that way when you see like lots of water. Welcome back. I just did the mirror one. Now we're gonna go back in, because I'm pretty sure the next one is having to fight the pissed off Wiggler. Yep, Wiggler ahoy, full steam ahead. He's really pissed that we knocked him off of the thing. Your viewers need to see the sandbird, yeah. He is freaking pissed. I hate Wigglers on the best of days. Doubly so when they're being extremely annoying like this. Temperamental and pissed off over something that it did to itself. Alright, come on. Does he even come around here? Alright, we might need to use this one right here. Okay, that worked. Finally. Like, in what world was just rampaging around like that helping you solve your anger? I hate the Wigglers so much. Kinda weird to have no music, right? I don't know, I just raided a player's base in Dune Awakening and it helped with my anger. Fair enough. That player's gonna be pretty pissed when they get back. No, he didn't have much of a value, but we had an encounter yesterday, so it was more of a question of principle. Here we go. The sand part is reborn. Or is born. I'd prefer that it wasn't, but... Alright, here we go. Hey, welcome in, Valko. How are you doing this evening? I'm gonna grab some food while you make it there. No worries. Take your time. Thank you for checking in, Valko. Alright, let's grab some coins for a bit before we head in there. I think... I think that one might have a blue coin. And it's gone. I have no idea how you're supposed to get that. Doing alright. Might be starting in on a sinus infection. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear that. This summer has been murder on my sinuses as well. It's not any fun. If that is the case, I do hope you're able to get some medicine for it. You definitely do not want to be dealing with that. Hold on, my throat is giving me a lot of problems right now. Let me drink more water. No, not allowed. Welcome back, Sally. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do the sandbird thing now. Shame that I didn't get to this before when there was when we had more of a full house, but the VOD will be here if anybody wants to check out the misery of the of the sandbird. This is what hell looks like, everybody. There's beautiful, peaceful music. God, here we go. Where's that last coin? Top of the tower, no worries, okay. Well, as Mario would say, here we go. Yeah. Came to the decision that I need to get a different controller for retro games. Which one are you considering, Valko? Can't believe I made it through that with almost no trouble. I feel like now I kind of oversold it. I'd say I'm that good, but I don't think that's the case. Yeah, what the fuck, now everyone will think we're liars. There's a secret on this beach somewhere. There's a secret shine sprite somewhere here. I don't mean to keep spraying this guy even though it might look like that. Try the shotgun and see where the sparkles appear. Good idea. Thought I saw one right here, but I guess not. One of the 8BitDo style ones seems to be a lot of consensus that they're the most comfortable. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about 8BitDo stuff as well. Oh wait, it's right here. There we go. Vandalizing a local's house, how dare you? Well, Mario is a criminal in this game. We're just, living up to their view of us. I used to want a remake of this game, but now, honestly, I just kind of want another game like Odyssey, in which we get to go back to Delfino Plaza. Like, it doesn't have to be the entire game, but I'd love for it to be a stage like in Odyssey with New Donk City. I know it's impossible, but how I would love a Sunshine 2 Odyssey had no excuse of not having... How did we have the same thought at the same time, Sally? DualShock 4 controllers just tear my hands up. Half the time I'm gaming with most of my fingers numb. Yeah, you definitely need an upgrade in that case. Gotta be the T-Virus, man. Yeah. That is nuts how we had the same thought at the same time. Oh god, this one... I just had a core memory brought back to me. This one pissed me off so much as a kid. Oh my god. I think I was just bad. I think something I'm realizing now as I play this is, to my surprise, I think I've just gotten better at video games. Because a lot of the stuff that I remembered as being particularly difficult, I'm doing pretty fine with. I think I just might have actually improved, dare I say. T-Virus loads .38 super with malicious intent. Oh, I remember another one that was super awful. Remember that poison water current where you needed to use a water lily and grab red coins on the way? That was the one I was talking about before when I was telling you and Dandy that I think that's actually the worst one. Because you have to, that's the one you have to get to with Yoshi. You have to do the boats and everything just for that horrible level to be your reward. PD Piranha Strikes Back. Told you PD Piranha would return, and now we're gonna go disrupt his nap. If I don't get to sleep, he doesn't get to sleep either. It's that simple. How does that go? Like, if PD Piranha has 100 haters or something like that, I'm one of them. If there's 10 people who hate PD Piranha, I'm one of them. If there's one hater of PD Piranha, I'm that hater. And if there's no haters of PD Piranha left, then I'm dead. Something like that. I'm seriously thinking I must be a masochist for having this as my favorite 3D Mario game. I'm telling you, it's a ton of fun. I can't believe there's people who don't like this game. Depending on loading, .38 Super can have as much muzzle energy as a low-end .357 Magnum and can outperform a 45 Audio. Really? That is actually crazy. Let's just go around this way. Alright, where's the... Thought it was here, but maybe it is on the other side of this wall? Okay, I think it's up there, right? I may not be able to... Yeah, we're gonna have to... I know, Flood, I know. Yeah, but can it pierce a Tyrant's heart? It is only a pistol round, so probably not, but it's way hotter than a regular 9mm. I know we were, like, we've had this discussion, in the chat a few times, but it really is funny how useless 9mm ammo is in Resident Evil games. Okay, there we go. Now we can get to where we need to go. This is a bit of a Mandela effect for me. I completely forgot that this whole, like, stepping stone area was here. Ooh, you saved me. Thanks a bundle. Alright, time to wake up Petey. I do like that, this mission is called Petey Piranha Strikes Back, as though he's, like, intentionally out here trying to, get revenge, when he's literally flailing for his life up there. He's just completely unprepared to deal with Mario. And he still hasn't learned to close his mouth. Guy was just peacefully sleeping. I know, he was trying to enjoy his vacation. We came to fuck his shit up. It is a little messed up. Where is he? And down he goes. Hold on, trying to catch up on chat. I think Code Veronica's normal crossbow bolts have the prize for the most useless ammo in the game. No worries, Sally. It's one of my guilty pleasure chamberings. One of those where if I have dumb amounts of disposable income, I'd have a custom pistol chambered in it just cuz. I think I've seen that one in Project Zomboid. Possibly I don't own it, and the people I've watched play it usually use mods. Why is he so far away? Alright, that's not good. God, that shotgun blast with the water is actually really, really helpful. Alright, that's enough of you. Alright, one more time. It's because California passed a law against advertising guns to the children, which most games with accurate depictions are M-rated and aimed at adults, but I digress. Yeah, it is weird how some of these laws operate. Like, I think we talked about the, I think we talked about the, like the no gambling rule, which is apparently does not apply to things like gacha, but does apply to things like a casino in a Pokemon game, which is just kind of silly. Alright, come on. There we go. Sorry to ruin your vacation, Petey, but... In the case of non-US based developers, many countries have similar laws now. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where, like... in some ways, games are still just viewed as toys no matter what they're rated, you know? Oh yes, because a politician's moral outrage only extends as far as a lobbyist's bank account. Yes, this is true. Alright, let's... finally deal with that ship that's been ominously floating there for a while. Here we go. You were so close to being sucked to the pachinko level, yeah. We'll get there in a second.
That is Peanut Island. The villain's secret hideout must be there.
Something that I love about this game that I think is so underrated is the fact that the all of the different levels are actually visible from around the island. There we go. This is a pachinko machine, everybody. This is one of the most infamous levels in this game. For good reason. I don't know, I think if you don't want media to showcase a murdering weapon, just don't make it in the first place. That's one of the, that's kind of like what we're getting at, that it's strange that they would have strict rules about that with the fact that these things are already appropriately rated, meaning games that would even feature guns. I'm sure that Jack Thompson believers in politics would love that. You remember Jack Thompson? God. It's so funny looking at, like, what video games depict now and thinking back to, just how inane so many of those controversies were. Especially, the game Bully. Jack Thompson being relevant old. No worries, so am I. Hence why that name even rang a bell for me. I remember that. Okay, okay, that's enough, that's enough. Please, let me just go up. I've never had that happen before. Holy. There we go. There's our first death. Weird, I think I'm older than you and I don't know that name. He, was a attorney in the United States. I say was, not because he's dead, at least not to my knowledge. I think he's still alive. But because he was disbarred for being an incompetent clown who tried to make his career off of shitting on video games and accusing them of being the causes of the unique, disgusting American brand of mass violence. And of course, needless to say, video games and other forms of media are not the cause of these things. But he kept pushing that agenda nonetheless. Particularly targeting Rockstar a lot. He did go after other stuff, but Rockstar was like the usual target of his nonsense. And when that whole hot coffee mod situation happened, he pretty much got his day in the sun. And even tried to portray the video game bully as some violent, disgusting thing, when it's probably Rockstar's least problematic game in terms of like violence, aside from table tennis, of course, and Midnight Club, I suppose, because that's a racing game. But God, this level, unlike some of the others today, is actually living up to its reputation right now. Jack Thompson was an ex-lawyer, fruitcake that went on every major media station. He would be complaining about violent video games causing all of society's problems. Yes. Yeah, that about sums it up. Alright, let's... Oh god. Yeah, we had one guy in Latin America that criticized the Nintendos. Every game was a Nintendo to him. Especially the Nintendo's Doom and Resident Evil 2, because they possess their kids and force them into making violent things, selling their souls to Satan. We laugh a lot about the guy back in the day. Jose Urion is his name? Yeah, there's probably a version of this unique brand of... this unique brand of individual in just about every country, honestly. I would not be shocked. You know? Oh god. Well, that was the worst run yet. Well, in fact, I'm with the people who think Doom is the most Christian game of all. Ow. Some countries consider Pokemon to be a form of witchcraft or promote... Yeah. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, when I was a kid, I actually knew some people who weren't even allowed to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it was considered like devil worshipping and stuff, which is of course ridiculous, but there are no merits to any of these arguments to begin with. All of that effort for nothing. This is getting nuts. Yeah, here in Spain, we had some trouble with Pokemon due to the epilepsy chapter. Everyone thought the games made that and not a specific chapter that never got aired out of Japan. Oh yeah, the one episode, it was a Porygon episode, I think, right? Okay, that's... Alright, this is a one level I think I've actually gotten worse at. I used to handle this one a lot better. And now I'm down to 1 life. Oh no, I want to complete this for my own sake. I want to complete this level for my own sake. Okay. Many concussions later, and I managed to get that one at least, because that one's hard. Welcome back, Elandra. What is this nightmare? This is a level themed around a pachinko machine, and it is infamously one of the most difficult levels in this game. Okay. Yes, welcome back, Elandria. Did you get anything to eat? Alright. I ate birria ramen from the local Mexican restaurant. I have never actually heard of that. What's in it? Oh my god. No. They put corn in it, and we had to take it back. Wait, why? You don't like corn? Or was that just a mistake? Okay, that's interesting. They put corn in it by default, but I despise it. They make the birria and then boil the noodles and the broth and add red onion and cilantro. More of a texture thing. Okay, that's one. Right. So one of the frustrating things about this level is that, like here, for example, it won't let me hover the way you'd probably think I could. It's like a wall there that won't let me do it. So I'm kind of at the mercy of whatever the momentum is that I get from bouncing off of this thing. And then just having to hope that the hover nozzle lets me float over to the areas that I need. There's both an invisible wall and a strong push force that doesn't let you hover comfortably. Yeah. Okay, see, like this right here is a good opportunity. But it is extremely hard to land on these nails here. As you can see. And I'm running out of water too, which doesn't help. Okay, one more. I only need one more. And it's that one right there. You've got to be absolutely joking. Alright, no, we're not letting that happen. So I can't rewind on this emulator. This is why I made a save state. Really? That is how I felt internally. Okay. Okay, apparently I missed... I missed that one on the launch pad. This doesn't really count that much. This restaurant is very gentrified, and I say that lovingly. Believe it or not, I am giving this my best, even if it may not seem like it. This level is one of those things where you have to, like, really be controlling it to understand how difficult it truly is. Which I promise is not me making excuses, it is... There are walls and forces. I believe you. You haven't crashed out yet, so I know you're giving it your all. Thank you, Valko. Oh. Okay. I think I need to aim to get that far one first, because it's the biggest problem. It's probably the wisest choice. Okay, this wall is getting kind of annoying. Okay, there we go. See, the annoying thing about that is if I could have engaged my hover nozzle, I could have saved that, but it just does not let you sometimes. Everything in this stage is made to make you hit your head and prevent you from being able to use Flood. Which, for those of you that are here, toughing it out through this with me, I do appreciate your resilience, and I apologize that I've been stuck on this for so long. My god, that was dreadful. How? How did that happen? Alright, let's just reload. We already know how this is gonna go. The terror of the pachinko machine was too great for a minute and it wiped out my stream, but I think we're back. Oh god, that sounds rough, Sally. That is one reason why I cannot personally be a pet owner. I am too much of a clean freak that would absolutely give me nightmares. Where was it, on your bed, or was it on one of the couches, or both? Your bed. Thank God it was on the cover and not the mattress itself. Jesus. I've never owned a cat, so I don't know, but, is your cat okay? I mean, is that something that just happens sometimes, or, hopefully it's not sick. Oh, got it. Alright.